Okay, hey guys, welcome to not really a vlog or even an interview. It's more like a chat. So we've got Dan with us. Dan Cripps. So yeah, he did that session with us a couple of weeks back, which you guys really liked. So yeah, just trying to get him more involved. So I asked him about if you have anything that you've done for your... Oh yeah, so just a quick shout out. I'm going to link to his YouTube channel and Tumblr in this video. He's got some really cool stuff on there. So yeah, go check it out. Give him a follow, support. Yeah, we're going to talk about motivation. Because you do a lot of stuff outside of work.
Yeah, pretty much all of this stuff, YouTube stuff, do out of work.
Honestly, how could you find the energy to do that?
I've always wanted to do just whenever I get an idea, just make it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot, there's a lot of work involved. You can't just sit down and have your idea realised immediately. So what happened early on when I was trying to make stuff was that I'd always reach a point where I just got bored of it and left it. So it's not until recently that I've actually been able to follow any projects through, really.
Do you think it has something to do with maybe the projects were a bit ambitious, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think definitely managing the scope of something, having a good, realistic expectation of what's the quickest way to achieve that idea. I think that having an idea to start with is probably the most important thing. If it's something that excites you, then that's the most motivational thing, probably, isn't it?
And that's something that you stumble on.
Yeah, you just if you see something, it doesn't have to be something like I've done, where I've made the models and the rigs and the environments and everything. It might just be you hear a voice clip and you think, oh, I really want to animate that. So you grab a rig off the internet and you animate it. But using that as an example, you say, take 4 seconds of that maybe, because you don't want to have this really long clip and get 4 seconds into it and think, oh, I'm bored of this.
Yeah.
I've lost the inspiration. It was really exciting when I was thinking about it, and now I'm halfway through it and I can't really be bothered.
It's one of those things I've also fallen victim to many times, which is why I've never finished side projects. I go from what was originally a small idea, it kind of starts to blow out of proportion, and then I get to a point where I say, oh my god, I'm not enjoying this anymore.
Yeah.
It's I think that's the key part, is to not bite off more than you can chew. Yeah. And then you end up hating it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get to, even if you do finish it, you then start to think, oh, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
So I'd suggest maybe, do it the other way around. Start small, very small. And then you can, next time you say, oh, that was fun. And the next time you get an idea, think, oh, I'll push it a bit further. Maybe I can make the rig a bit better, or the model a bit better, or something like that. Because most of the time when I've given up on projects, I've given up before I've even gotten to the animation, and that's the bit I know how to do.
Yeah.
I was always getting losing that excitement during the part where I'm modelling the character, for example. Like I said, I've only just really stumbled across a method of modelling that works for me, that is easy and quick enough that I can follow it through. I think part of it is, like I said, you have an idea that you want to create, but then another part of it is not having time to do that actually helps.
Oh, okay.
Because I would spend a lot of time thinking about the idea and thinking, I just want to make this now, and I'll be at work animating Digby, and I'm I just want to make my idea. I just want to make my idea, and then I get home and then I start working on it.
Okay.
And so I think if you're struggling to, if you sit down and you're struggling to do something, maybe schedule in some other activities. You know what I mean? Go for a walk or something.
Yeah.
And then you think, okay, when I get home, I'm only going to have 2 hours before I have to do something else.
Where do you look for your inspiration? I mean, because I know that, obviously the stuff you do is based on anime and video games.
I think it for me, it's stuff that you just don't get to do at work. Do you know what I mean? We don't really get to do people punching things, or stabbing things, or swinging swords around.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've always I think when I first started animating, I wanted to make fan animations about video games from the very beginning. Posting stuff and getting a response, that's definitely, it's nice and it's helpful because you think ultimately I'm making it for me, and it's because I wanted to just realize this idea. But then to get a positive response for it is that's really
like a bonus.
Nice, yeah, and especially when it's stuff like the stuff I've been doing. The fan bases are quite niche, so the people that are seeing it and liking it are genuinely liking it. They might not be animators, because I think that's one of the things I tend to avoid is showing my work to other animators, because I'm not I don't want to say, oh, look at this animation I did. It's kind of more like, look at this fan art I did, and I'm just giving it to the community of the fandom of that thing.
It's more about the subject matter,
exactly,
rather than the technique. That's nice. Is there anything you give advice to someone starting out?
I just look for the most efficient route to the finish. So make simple, low poly characters. Don't put loads of detail on them. I colour my characters using the vertex colouring rather than texturing them, because you don't have to bother UVing them or anything like that. Use an auto rigger like Advanced Skeleton to get that out quickly.
How do you decide on your actions? Because I find that those are actually quite interesting in themselves. Like when I want to come up with an action, I don't know where to start.
Yeah. So that depends on the subject matter, because with this One Punch Man one, for example, it was mainly meant to be a rig test, and it's literally the opening. I've just ripped off the opening where he punches the camera, and I thought that'd be a cool thing to try. And I've since done another one with the same rig, which is kind of just like.
Oh, I saw that one, the looping one.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's just I thought, well, I want this looping animation. I know I want it to go from a wide angle to a close up and circle around him and then pull back out to the wide, which is where it will loop. And I thought in that time he's going to be attacked by 4 guys, whatever. And then it's kind of I just use some reference and different pieces of reference together. To kind of get the idea. With the other things like the Near one, that was kind of again, inspired by the subject matter. I knew basically the elements I wanted to have in it. One of the things I stopped doing was putting audio on the animations, because I was making them into GIFs anyway. It doesn't have audio. And their previous stuff I've done, the thing that would put me off finishing them was having to do the sound effects and music. And it's and that's what's made a lot of projects I've done take a lot longer than I would have liked.
Because I saw that Zelda one that you did.
7 minutes.
That's
one of
insane.
them.
That's an episode.
Yeah, I stopped working on that for a big chunk of time just because I thought I don't want to do the audio for this. And eventually I made myself finish it, and I don't think it was particularly it was very rough in a lot of places, but I mean that's 7 minutes of animation that I just did because I had an idea. Okay,
I guess thanks for listening in, and Dan, thanks for doing this.
No problem.
And we'll see you guys soon. So take care.